Baba Crown, with all due respect, you cannot say that you are fighting the same fight as us while you are still saying Allahu Akbar. Because with your stance, you want to sit and eat with Allah. And with Esu, that is impossible. Aboru Aboye Abo Shishe. My name is MS Baba. Today, we are gathered under the Palava tree because the situation has become very urgent. After exposing the falsehood of the Quran, the Akeotke Toroje will remain violent. This is why I urge you to be cautious until completely remove this imported religion from our land. This is why we invite you to join us in large numbers every evening at the complete awakening of Islamic consciousness.
My name is Kwenna Omo Alade Elebo. My name is Ancestor Advocate. Rise and let our voices echo through time. My name is Ajebukumi.
Queen Ajebukumi.
All Christian women who speak about women's rights are ignorant. Because women have no rights in Christianity. Indeed, as I said, the Bible declares a woman has no right to speak. What a shame for Yahweh, a doctrine that tries to silence women. Yes, we will expose this lie and rise to liberate the women who are still trapped in a religion that despises and humiliates them. Orisha Oba, you are summoned in the name of all the queens so that this 8 tomorrow at Mapiex before everyone.
Orisha Oba, in the name of all the Ajay, we command that this book, which dishonors and disrespects women, be burned. Abora Boye to all the Omoalade. I am your humble servant, MS Baba. My people, I urge you to listen to the words that follow. Heed my voice, for it is vital to our future.
Authority now. Nǹkan táwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ń ṣe ní London sí àwọn òyìnbó gan ṣe wọ́n tẹ̀sí náà. Mi ò mọ̀ bóyá nìkankan wà àwẹ́ pẹ̀lú Joshua Charlie tabloid paper ta ní France nígbà yẹn tó wọ́n blackmail the prophet. Wọ́n stop ẹ̀ sí náà ẹni tó bá bú prophet ní France gan ó ti ní punishment tó lágbára ló wà ń bẹ̀ fún náà. So àwọn tó jẹ́ Yorùbá yìí tá bá ti gẹ̀ẹ́tì ọmọ yẹn kárí pé London ló bá wà bọ̀bọ̀ SS yẹn ẹ̀jẹ̀ bá wà dírẹ́sì ẹ̀ bá wórúkọ ẹ̀ gangan. I'm a reporter in London now. Oh, they must stop it. So, àkíyèsí tèmi sọ fún wa dé because ṣebí London là ń gbé now. Tá bá lè rẹ́ni tó mọ orúkọ ẹ̀ gangan. A máa sọ fọ́lọ́pàá tá máa dress ẹ̀. Ìtẹ́tẹ́ yẹn fún máa report in London nìyẹn. A dẹ̀ máa share gbogbo fídíò ẹ̀ tó ń ṣe. Ẹbí ó ń sọ ní English now. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹni tó bá mọ bá ṣe lè rí orúkọ ẹ̀ gangan ká sọ fún government now. Kò lè máa gọ sábẹ́ bẹ̀yẹn kó máa bú prophet lójúmọ́ Ọlọ́run ti bá wa ṣe ó máa ń sọ ní English ó lè máa tútùkùtù náà ìlú tó lófin ní London.
I hope you have received the message. I am being sought by the Akeo Toroje. We will not give in to the threat. This Akeo Toroje is taking France's example. What happened in France? They killed the French people who were telling the truth about Islam. In short, this Akeo Toroje is openly calling for my assassination, just like they have done in France. So if anything happens to me, you will know who to hold responsible. But I would like to take this opportunity through this message to strengthen you and tell you that the struggle continues. My people ripe in unity and strength, our kingdom shall prevail.
I solemnly declare that I abandon Jesus and Yahweh. I solemnly declare that I abandon Muhammad and Allah. I solemnly declare that I abandon all forms of foreign divinities that I was forced or indoctrinated to accept through violence, coercion, domination, or manipulation. I renounce the Bible and the Quran. I break and dissolve all visible and bond that connect me to any form of foreign spirituality. I renounce all vows, covenants, and promise made under the influence of cultural, spiritual, and mental alienation. I swear these oaths in the name of my ancestors and in the name of my dignity before all the son of Eshu. I proclaim that I am a child of Eshu. and never again shall I return to religion of death. I am free, and I am no longer under the domination of any imported religion. From this day onward, I commit myself to defend the identity of my issue ancestors and to living my life to liberate my brothers from spiritual alienation imposed by imported religion. May I be cursed if I ever renounce my ancestors.
The chains did not come off when the desert crossing ended. For thousands of enslaved Africans forced across the Sahara, arriving at the slave markets marked the beginning of an even darker chapter. Exhausted, dehydrated, and often wounded from the brutal journey, survivors were gathered in crowded trading centers across North Africa and parts of the Middle East. Cities like Tripoli, Cairo, Timbuktu, and Marrakesh became major hubs of human trade. Here, human lives were displayed as commodities. Men, women, and children were forced to stand or kneel before traders and buyers. Their bodies were inspected like livestock. Teeth were checked to estimate age and strength. Muscles were examined to determine labor potential. Some were branded. Others were beaten if they resisted. Families who survived the desert together were often separated forever during these auctions. Mothers were torn from children. Husbands were sold far from their wives. Siblings vanished into different households or regions, never to see each other again. For many, their identity ended at that market. Their names were replaced, their language forbidden, their culture erased. Once sold, enslaved Africans were forced into different forms of labor, depending on what buyers demanded. Many men were sent into harsh physical labor. They worked in salt mines, plantations, construction projects, and caravan transport systems. The work was exhausting and dangerous. Injury or sickness often meant abandonment or death. Women were frequently forced into domestic servitude, where they cleaned homes, cooked, or served elite households. Many were also subjected to sexual exploitation, stripped of control over their own bodies and lives. Children were raised in servitude, trained from a young age to serve the households or estates of their owners. Generations grew up knowing nothing but bondage. Among the most horrifying practices was the widespread castration of enslaved African males. Young boys and men were often mutilated to create eunuchs, enslaved servants who were considered less threatening and easier to control. Eunuchs were frequently used to guard royal courts, harems, and elite households. The process was extremely dangerous and brutally performed without proper medical knowledge or anesthesia. Many victims died from infection, blood loss, or shock. Historical accounts suggest that only a small number survived the procedure. Those who survived lived the rest of their lives physically altered, unable to have families, their lineage permanently erased. This practice also reduced the chances of enslaved populations reproducing independently, ensuring continued reliance on slave trading networks. Beyond physical suffering, enslaved Africans faced systematic attempts to erase their identity. Languages were banned. Traditional religions were suppressed. Cultural practices were replaced with the customs of slave-owning societies. Some enslaved Africans were forced to convert to new religions or adopt new cultural identities under pressure or punishment. Over time, entire ancestral connections were lost. But even under these conditions, many enslaved Africans resisted quietly, preserving songs, memories, spiritual beliefs, and traditions in secret. These hidden acts of resistance helped fragments of African culture survive across regions. Life expectancy for many enslaved Africans was brutally short. Hard labor, malnutrition, disease, and violence claimed countless lives. Many died without burial rites, without family, without their stories recorded. Yet some survived, forming new communities over generations. Their descendants carried fragments of lost histories, languages, and cultural memories that still echo today across parts of North Africa and the Middle East.
share flowing like a sacred river deep. Oshunomo yeah, wrap me in gold. Sweet sacred water, let my story be told. Yemoja mama, sing to my soul. Olokumbaba, make my spirit whole. Shango fire burning in my chest.